This is kvci.blogspot.com, George Boston Rhymes. I'm in Atlanta and I met an individual who talked about her experience at Wal-Mart, or rather Sam's store, which is a part affiliate of Wal-Mart Stores Incorporated. Here again, you know that I have been ignored by Wal-Mart President Mike Duke, Mr. Lee, Mr. McCullough, the 15 board members about my wrongful termination at store 2615 in Valdosta, Georgia. I have traveled to Bentonville, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I'm still on the case. I have been to several cities across the United States of America, and I'm finding out that there are too many people that's being ignored. And today I'm going to call in someone that's going to tell you about her story, which is similar to mine. Wal-Mart Stores Incorporated has ignored me for over 4 years without even a courteous reply, after providing them with 34 pages of proof that they never trained me. Yet store manager Hal and assistant manager Frank Summerlin terminated me under the heading of inability to perform job. And I intend for the American people to know the truth about Wal-Mart Stores Incorporated, so they will know how their mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and others are being treated at America's largest retail giant. I stand with a young American citizen, female type. I don't know whether she's married, I don't know whether she has children or not, but we do know that everybody should have workers' rights in the United States of America. Tell me, what's your name?
Terrell Black.
And where do you work, or where did you work? Just tell us about what happened to you under Wal-Mart Sam's affiliate store.
I work for Wal-Mart Sam's Club number 8287 in Morrow, Georgia on Jonesboro Road. And our general manager is G.B.R. She is quite new as our general manager. She hasn't been there very long. Our previous general manager was sent to a different club. But a lot of the things going on at this particular club are very wrong. I believe a lot of it is against the law, and if it is not, it should be. And if it is against the law and they're doing it, no one is looking into it and no one is trying to do anything about it. They kind of sweep it under the rug and everybody turns a blind eye because it works for them. I feel like this is wrong. The people who are working hardest for them, the associates, we are the ones who bring in their revenue. We are the ones who keep generating the members for Sam's. We are the ones who bring in the majority of the business. Without us, there would be no need for management, home office, or anything above. We are the ones putting in the real work to take care of this company's needs. Company that's worth over $96 billion, where I started making $9.20 an hour and ended at $10 an hour after 2 years. It took me 2 years to get a $1 raise. I feel like this is very wrong. Wal-Mart is the largest retailer in the world, the largest company in the world, and also the largest employer in the world, and God knows largest what else. I just feel like they shouldn't be able to get away with this.
Now, you tell me that they terminated you. How did they terminate you? What were the procedures? And before you talk about how you was terminated, when I was there, they gave you a D-Day, and you told me something about they're trying to cut out the D-Days, and how does that work?
Well, since I left, I heard that they from others, people who are still affiliated with the club that I work for, I heard that the supposedly new policy is that they have eliminated the verbal warning step, and they also eliminated the D-Day step, which just basically means 3 write-ups and then your job is lost. At the particular club I was at, you can get written up for anything. It's really based on personal feelings of the management, I believe. The particular club I worked at had a lot of problem with the buddy system. If you weren't their buddy, you weren't a part of the system.
I had the same problem. I highlight that over and over again to the Wal-Mart executive, but they don't care. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes, but I have a separation notice here that I was given.
Yeah, tell us something about that. Just talk to us about that and what happened to you. Tell us.
Okay.
In your own words. It's all good.
Well, I work for Sam's 8287 at 7325 Jonesboro Road, Morrow, Georgia 30260. And my direct manager was Ernest Collins. He was our bakery and fresh manager, seeing that I was a bakery associate. My team leader was Jacqueline Shepard. And especially with Jacqueline Shepard being the team leader, I honestly believe that most of her decisions were made based on her personal feelings toward who was her friend, who was her buddy, who was her pal. And that's just not the way you run a business. If you're especially a person in a position of leadership, you should have an unbiased opinion as to how you treat your employees. I was fired due to the fact that Patricia Sutton, another associate in bakery, wrote a supposed letter saying that she overheard me speaking to another associate. She clearly states in this letter that she was not a part of the conversation. She's expressly overheard, which in my opinion is hearsay. If you overhear something in a conversation that you are not a part of, and then you take it upon yourself to put pen to paper and present this paper to a manager, and it results in me losing my job, especially when I sat there and told them that I did not say these things. The only witness that I had to the fact that I did not say these things was terminated 4 days before I was. So I feel like it was a setup. They terminated her because they knew that I was the type of person who was going to ask for her to be brought forward to attest to the fact that I did not say these things. And I just feel like they eliminated her before because basically it would have been 2 against 1. And they would have she wouldn't have had a foot to stand on. The other young lady who wrote this letter, Patricia Sutton, she wouldn't have had a foot to stand on with 2 people standing there telling her that this is not what was talked about. So I honestly believe that the whole thing was a setup, that I was set up to lose my job. They never cared for me anyway, and they had no problem with making that very clear to me on numerous occasions. I have had incidences where Jacqueline Shepard pulled my ex to the side. Me and him also worked together, and he worked there also. Pulled him to the side and told him last year, when she comes in today, she'll be getting fired. Don't tell her. Just don't tell her I told you. Just a heads up to let you know. Of course, he came home and told me. And I just feel like this is wrong. Why are you discussing my personal employment situation with anyone, regardless of whether this is a significant other of mine or not? Why are you discussing anything with having to do with me with him? And seeing that he is not your particular employee, you're not his team leader, you're not his manager, so why would you discuss anything concerning one employee with another, especially the fact that they're supposed to get fired and tell him not to tell me? Such things like this go on a daily basis at Sam's Club 8287 on Jonesboro Road in Morrow, Georgia. And I just honestly believe that there's some kind of change that can be made. You just have to find the right person who's willing to stick with it and make that change.
Well, as you know, I have over 1,500 videos on my YouTube. I have at least 160 now concerning Walmart, and I just began to skim the surface. When I was terminated on March 20th, 2008, I thought it was just me. But I was sent to Bentonville, Arkansas, and I thought that they would listen to me and the other 140 American workers who appeared on property of Walmart, and they made us get off. That's in Bentonville, the home office, and they refused to even listen to us. They refused to even entertain anything that we had to say, let alone what I had. But I am determined with this approach to let the American people and the people in China and around the world understand that America's largest retail giants must change their ways, or we need to redirect the way we spend our monies on behalf of our mother, father, sister, brother, friends, and enemies, especially those active duty and retired military disabled veterans who cannot get an equal voice and can't be treated fair with work laws and ethics that should be guaranteed for every American citizen. Mr. Mike Duke, the Walton's family, and the investors and the business owners in Walmart must understand that we are not going to stand by. We know that you have people in Sam's Clubs, in Walmart, who are afraid to join the organization that I joined when I found out that the executive didn't care nothing about me. So I started paying every month to be a member of our Walmart. And I am determined to assist them and the AFL-CIO, the NAACP, or anybody else that will help the American people to understand that Walmart is bad for the American people. And when I heard this young lady cry out to me, she say she know of other people. And I'm asking you to tell people about Boston G.B.R. Look on Facebook and let's keep this elephant rolling, because this elephant is picking up steam and she's rolling, and pretty soon there will be no way for them to continue to ignore George, Boston, Rhymes, because I demand that you tell me who was assigned my trainer. Why did you ignore me and not enter me into the department manager's training? I had just passed the assistant manager's test. I was ready to go into the management of assistant manager's position, and yet they terminated me under the heading of inability to perform job. If I could not perform as a department manager, why was I able to pass the test without cheating on the test like others do on the CBLs? I'm a retired military veteran. I'm gonna let you close out, sister. Tell us what you think people should do, or how should they join our Wal-Mart. I invite you to join our Wal-Mart, but give us some information, give information to the other people who may be wrongfully terminated as you believe you yourself were treated at Sam's Club.
Well, I believe that our Wal-Mart is an organization that with enough people standing behind it can make a change. All of the people who are a part of our Wal-Mart are either current or former associates, so who would know better than what we've been through? We are the only ones who would know. Someone listening from the outside in that would have no idea unless they've been through it themselves. I've heard stories before I started this job, and the first thing I said, it can't be that bad, you know? And I found out otherwise. It was worse than I heard. They fired me saying I was fired under Tara's behavior and language is affecting those around her, and this kind of attitude and language is not what we stand for as a company. But I think it's awful funny that as a company you stand for firing me based on hearsay, and you had made no time to investigate this situation. You just basically took Patricia Sutton, the person who wrote that letter that resulted in my termination. You just took her word for it because she had been working there longer than me. Y'all knew her, y'all were comfortable with her, and y'all basically didn't care for me, so you took her word over mine. Eliminated any and all witnesses that had to do with my case that would have been able to stand on my behalf, and they succeeded in doing what they wanted to do, terminating me, which is something that I believe they wanted to do pretty much from day one because they saw I wasn't going to bend over backwards to kiss their behind. I don't believe I should have to do that to keep my job. Numerous times I was told to break company policy,
right,
to adhere to what was needed for that day.
Mm-hmm.
I've come in early, I've stayed late, I've done everything I could to be the model employee that they asked me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't believe that I would have lasted there 2 years. I got fired exactly 1 week to the day before my vacation benefits kicked in. I was there for 2 years, I would have gotten vacation, I would have gotten sick time, I would have gotten personal time, and I would have been there for 2 years. I got fired exactly 7 days before this date, where all of these things would have been accessible to me. And I just feel like it's wrong. I feel like a lot of the reason that a lot of people get terminated is because basically it's like that a kid getting a new toy at Christmas. You don't have any use for the old toys anymore, so you want to play with the new ones. They don't like you, they don't care for you, they'll do anything they have to do to get you out of there because they feel like you're a hindrance to what they want to do. You stand up for what you believe is right, you stand up and put the policy in their face, and they don't want to adhere to it. It's your policy, you made it, you should follow it at all costs. Your mission statement, what is it there for? What did Sam Walton build this company for? If he died and nobody's going to do what he put this company here to do for, I believe the man is probably rolling over in his grave. It's sad. It's sad. It's just sad.
Well, this is KVCI. You heard it all. And once again, this is a young lady. I'm 60 years old and proud of it. But this is a young person. I don't think there's no reason why our young people should have to go through this. I've heard the same thing, is that when you get close to 2 years or when you can go full time, they do something when they won't have to pay you. And it just don't make sense, y'all. But this is just
full time to numerous people at that store.
Okay. All right, this is kvci.blogspot.com. I want to thank you for what you've done. by bringing this to the forefront. And anybody else that have stories like this, all I can say to you is go to Boston G.B.R. or email me at bostongbr@gmail.com. That's bostongbr@gmail.com. And let's keep this elephant rolling down the hill, because it's not going to stop until Americans' rights are changed and reinstated by Wal-Mart Stores Incorporated, as well as Georgia legislator Governor Nathan Deal. In our state of Georgia, they can fire you under what they call the at-will to work law, which means they can fire you for good cause, bad cause, or for no cause at all, and not even be required to tell you why. And that is a disgrace to the founding fathers of this republic and many other black and white, right, and other people in the United States of America. If we can go in foreign countries, and I'm a retired veteran after 21 years in the armed forces, if I can put my life on the line for over 20 years and then return home only to be mistreated like a person in China or some other third world nation, is a disgrace. And Brother George Boss Ryan will not stop until Wal-Mart and Mike Dukendow begin to listen to the people I left behind, because it is indeed time to make a change. Mr. Wal-Mart, under the leadership of Mike Duke, I leave you with this. We are not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And I want to assist you into bringing into existence that when truth comes into the minds of those who seek truth, then all falsehood must vanish, because falsehood is forever a vanishing thing. And we want the injustices, we want the wrongful termination to stop at Wal-Mart Stores Incorporated. Take it or let it alone. We'll be back in a few minutes with another clip, because we will not stop on this long journey. Thank you so much, my beautiful sister.
You're welcome.
Thank you.